Hi, I'm Vincent with Barco, and today we're here to talk about our new ImagePro 4K. Okay, let's take a look at the back of the box. You'll notice it comes pre-configured with an EventMaster Tri-Combo input and Tri-Combo output. Over here to the left, we have our Genlock in, our reference out, our Ethernet, and our power supply. Okay, let's talk about the front panel. Over here on the left, we have the USB port, which we use for firmware upgrades, as well as backup and restores. We have our multifunction display. We have our clickable rotary adjust knob, which we use to click into the menus, as well as select menu structure. Next to that, we have our escape button, normal escape button. We have our menu/monitor, which utilizes the multifunction display. We have our LED setup, which lets you access all of the LED setup functions. Down below that, we have our test pattern, which lets you click into all the test pattern functions. And then again, our escape button. Over here on the right, we have our sources, which are automatically mapped, source 1 through 6 as input 1 through 6 on your TCI. Source 7 is mapped to our mat, and source 8 is mapped to our logo. Next to that, we have our freeze button and our take button, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Now down below, we have our output buttons, which allow us to select between different outputs. ImagePro 4K has a lot of cool new things going on with it, so what we want to do now is take you through a quick tour of the menu structure just to see some of those new features. We'll do that by simply pressing in the rotary adjust knob, and we'll walk down through input, output, still, preset, transition, button mapping, system, custom formats, reset, firmware upgrade, and tech support. Now tech support, real quick, we'll jump in on that one. And tech support will tell you the version number, the OS version, and how to contact us if you have any issues. So we'll back out of that by hitting escape and continue down to save all. Okay, let's talk about operational modes. Now, when we perform a factory reset on an ImagePro 4K, it defaults back to a mode called Standard Program Mode. Now, Standard Program Mode operates exactly like an ImagePro 2 dual unit, where you can have one or many physical inputs coming in, and you can switch between them to multiple outputs. In this instance, in this setup here, we have a HDMI 2.0 and a DisplayPort 1.2 physical output. And we're bringing in a single source and taking it to both outputs. Okay, our second operating mode is what we call Standard Preview Mode. Now, Standard Preview Mode operates exactly like Standard Program Mode, except it gives the operator the ability to preview the input or source before taking it to program. So, I'm going to go ahead and set this into Standard Preview by clicking into the settings, going down to System, changing the unit mode from Standard Program to Standard Preview, and then I'll escape out of it a few times. We'll take a look at our multifunctional display. We'll change that from the menu to the monitor, and we can see our preview here. So if I preview source 2 and then hit take, that sends it to program. Or I preview source 3 and then hit take, that'll send it to program. Finally, let's take a look at our third mode, Matrix Preview. Matrix Preview turns the ImagePro 4K into a scaling matrix. That means in 4K we have 2 in and 2 out. Or, if we work in HD, it's like having 6 ImagePro scalers in one box. To set up the unit for Matrix mode, go to System and select Matrix Preview. The right side of the ImagePro 4K is like a small controller in the fact that we allow you to map sources, stills, logo, matte, and presets to these buttons. Now you can do that by going into the settings, scroll down to button mapping, click through source buttons, select the button that you would like to map, and select the item that you would like to map to that button. ImagePro 4K is also supported in EventMaster ToolSet, so let's take a look at how they work together. You'll connect to the ImagePro 4K just like any other EventMaster device. This is the factory reset configuration. Keep in mind, most ImagePro 4K features are available on the front panel, but there are a few features that are only available in EventMaster ToolSet, like Matrix Mode, User Keys, and Cues. So let's take a look at Matrix Mode. You can switch to Matrix Mode from the front panel or under the Setup button in the Adjust tab. In Matrix Mode, the ImagePro 4K acts just like a scaling matrix switcher. Take a look at this example of a 6x6 HD matrix. Here you can configure your inputs or outputs and switch between them just like any other EventMaster device. Now that we've made some presets in EventMaster, let's go ahead and map those presets to our source buttons. We'll click into our settings, go to Button Mapping, select Source Buttons, and select the first button. We'll then map Preset 1 to Source 1, Preset 2 to Source 2, and you'll notice as I map the actual preset to the button, it illuminates. Then we'll just do preset 3. And we'll escape out of that. And we'll select source 2, which is also preset 2, and we'll hit take. We'll do source 3, which is preset 3, and we'll hit take. And there we have it. Set your primary output connector based upon the resolution you'd like to scale to, for example, VESA or SMPTE rates. Any still, designated as a logo, will not be scaled. EventMaster firmware version 6.1 is only for the ImagePro 4K and should not be installed on any other EventMaster processors. ImagePro 4K currently only supports tri-combo input and tri-combo output cards. These cards must be installed with the input on the left side and output on the right. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at e2@barco.com or on the Barco Folsom Switchers Facebook group. And that's the ImagePro 4K. Until next time, I'm Vince with Barco.